hello, and nice to have you back here online in the adaptTo 2020. So how fast could you eat your pizza? Were 15 minutes okay for you? So hopefully you got a bit of a break at least in these 15 minutes here. We're now actually heading towards our interview with Andreea, who's already waiting in the Skype call. So we'd like to welcome her here into the live stream in the lobby. Welcome, Andreea. Hi. Hello. Would you?
Hi. Hey, Andreea. Cool. Nice to meet you and have you here in the lobby chat. Could you give us a short introduction about yourself, what you're doing as a professional, and maybe what you're doing in your private time? That would be awesome.
Okay, so for Adobe, I'm a senior software engineer. I've been with Adobe for more than 7 years, 7.5 years, I think. Basically, I'm working for AEM sites, and my team is called Fluid Experience. During the time, I worked on different features for AEM sites, and I'm with AEM even before 6.0. I can't even remember what version we had in 2013. And for my personal life, well, I have another full-time job. I'm a mom.
Cool. Sounds great. And you had a talk as well on the adaptTo this year. Yeah. I'm really curious. How did you experience having a talk as an online conference?
I think it's way better than. Do you still hear me?
Yeah, but I guess we lost your video signal.
Let me check. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But audio is fine.
Yeah.
Coming through, yeah.
Okay, so should I continue like this?
Yeah,
totally fine.
Continue, okay. And we'll figure out if...
Okay, so I think it's way better than I expected, this whole online experience of a virtual conference. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be, to reproduce so good a real conference, the on-site one. But yeah, for me, it's the first time at adaptTo, so I would have loved to be there in person and meet the people and discuss with the guys.
Hopefully next year we can all meet up in person again. That would be awesome.
Definitely. Yeah. And otherwise we try to find more and more features like our last interview partner we had in the morning shortly. However, so whereabout are you living?
I'm from Bucharest.
That's also
so I'm
nice.
from Romania, but I work with the Basel office.
Okay, cool. So remote working is really common to you as well.
Well, we are remote right now, I think all of us, but we have an office here in Bucharest.
Okay, didn't know that.
So basically I'm not remote.
Cool, okay. And I saw you also participating later or following now in the Meet the Expert rounds. Could you tell us in which room you're joining and what you're expecting out of the Meet the Experts discussions?
So I think the next session is for AEM Cloud hands-on. And well, what I want to do is basically respond to questions that the attendees will have. And everything is based on the experience. And I think sharing this experience and the information that we have is important for, I don't know, for presenting this cloud concept that we have now.
Cool, yeah. Totally
you need to
agree.
make people understand what to expect, first of all, and then how to do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite a gap you have been choosing to do, moving from on-premise solutions now to, or even moving from your managed services to this kind of different features. So it still feels like a big black box where things are going. I think we've seen this from the questions coming up in many of the discussion panels, that people see that there is this cloud servers, and there's this big cloud, and something is happening there, and a lot of magic. And yeah, showing a bit of the experience of that helps to make it more a technology than less magical place. Yeah, even though magic is always nice. At least if you ask my 3-year-old daughter. So how old are your children, or a child, or whatever?
One child. He's almost 3, so I'm there.
Yeah. So same age.
Yeah.
Cool. This sounds good. Yeah. 3 years old take a lot of time. I know.
Yeah. Well, in this period, he learned a lot. He knows how to work from home, basically. He knows how to participate in the calls and everything.
Exactly. He gets to know a lot of your colleagues.
Yeah.
So definitely that's interesting. Yeah. I think it makes life also a good place. Or actually, this kind of working online gives you a good way of balancing out family. How does it feel for you?
Well, I'm lucky because even for now we're not going to kindergarten. We postponed it for next year because of the coronavirus. But sometimes we are using the grandparents, and we are switching roles. Who pays attention to him for some time, and then the other one, and yeah. But it's definitely a challenge because even if now it's way better to be all together, before we had that, I don't know, 8 hours, 9 hours in the office only for us, thinking of our work and everything. But now, yeah, you have to think both ways in the same time.
Definitely. And it actually gives you a new task in your work life you need to improve, or actually to make a lot of improvisations, I guess, whenever there's something happening, like I need to go to the toilet right now. You're in the middle of a call, and you go like, well, I know this, yeah, I know this kind of how this feels like, yeah, it's definitely interesting. So when talking about sites again, so what is actually something you want, as you said, you're trying to develop the experience of it inside the cloud. What do you think needs to change for the cloud? What is something important to be changed when moving to the cloud in the experience of using sites?
In the experience, well, if all the customers would follow the best practices and use core components, and they wouldn't have so many customized weird things, of course everything would be way smoother. But yeah, I think these are the challenges that we are talking about, a lot of customizations around. And I guess, yeah, this is a challenge. One of the biggest challenges I've seen, a huge feature that we have right now was implemented a long time ago by a customer that wanted to migrate to cloud. So basically it was the feature parity, the main issue there, that you had to bring their code, which was kind of doing the same thing, to what you have now.
Yep.
And of course, this upgrade thing, I think this is the best for us and for the clients.
Of course, yeah. I believe that moving on and actually getting also rid of all the old stuff from older versions it's helpful. Therefore, definitely, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much time do we actually still have? Our technicians have actually blended that out. Again, like all. So our experience now just slightly faded away in a way. Okay, still a couple of minutes to go. So when actually, as I'm like in between developer, I'm architect, whatever is my role inside my company, I would state the question just out of own curiosity. How is it actually moving towards like the feature parity you've been saying from, I think, from classical to the touch UI? There's still some glitches in 6.5 where some smaller things are still missing. I think we all know this. Have you finally found or pushed all of this functionality into touch UI, or are we still?
Yeah. I think over 90% is
Okay.
in touch UI in one way or another. I mean, maybe in touch UI there's a different path to achieve the same thing, but it's there.
Okay. So at least good to know. I think as this is something where we had a lot of discussions always that people said like, but in the classic UI, there was still that feature which I was using, and therefore I'm still need to go back.
I can tell you, I think last month I just finished with one of these kind of features.
Okay, great to hear that there is progress on that. It'll make life easier if we can focus on one.
Yeah, and in the cloud you push these changes like really frequently, so no need to wait for another AEM version.
At least not if you're in the cloud, I guess.
Yeah, if you're in the cloud, then everything comes like, I don't know, weekly or daily, depending on the way you want to push for the changes.
Great.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see that in action. Now, how this feels actually from the other side, end of the side. I'm also curious how this feels like if your system changes that often, how you can actually deal with your code managing up to that. But this is certainly something one needs to test out finally, how that feels. I'm looking forward to how you manage that experience to happen.
So imagine if everything is, let's say, updated on a daily basis, you won't have differences so big. I mean, at the repository level or at the code level, so we won't introduce breaking changes.
That's true, but if you still change one thing, if you make small steps, after 10 steps, you have done one large step. And
yeah, but with every step, you have a pipeline that is verifying everything, both the customer code and the AEM code. So if something will be, let's say, in danger or at risk, you'll see it on the fly before your AEM starts.
Okay. That sounds interesting, of course. And, well, if you're, I know being a mother or being just parents takes a couple of time, but if you've got some spare time, if your child gives you that freedom of a couple of minutes, what else do you do besides of working and just being there for your family? Okay.
Skiing and traveling. Well, this year not so much, but even so, we managed to travel a bit.
Of course, and you're living in a nice countryside. I had the opportunity to actually be further east, being in Yash, I think, so further down in Transylvania, but it's a nice countryside there. So, yes, thank you for that interview. It was a pleasure to have you here on board. Or do you have any last question, Yannick?
Actually, right now, not. Thank you.
Okay. Then thank you very much, Andreea, for joining in. And I'm crossing my fingers for you and your family to have a nice time there in Bucharest. And see you soon then in the Meet the Expert sessions.
And maybe next year in person on adaptTo 2021.
Sure.
Thank you for your time and see you later on.
Thank you for inviting me. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.